Let's Booksip, where we talk about life through books.
Hello Nia, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
You're doing well. I'm doing well too. I'm enjoying our concoction, which we call One Drop. Basically, it's lemon water with a drop of squash, also known as grenadine syrup, and we just use one drop in our water, and it gives us something fancy to drink, doesn't it, Nia?
Yes.
Enjoy your drink.
Cheers.
Cheers. So, as we said, our show is called Let's Booksip. So we talk about life through books whilst having something to sip or eat. And what's our book of the day? What's it called?
The Naughtiest Girl is a monitor by Enid Blyton, one of my favorite authors.
She is indeed. And is it a coincidence that she was also one of my favorite authors? Nia, have you read Mr. Pink Whistle?
Yes.
Did you? Okay, I'm going off tangent. Let's go back to The Naughtiest Girl is a Monitor. And where are we? So, want to tell us about the book?
Sure. So it's about the naughtiest girl called Elizabeth Allen, and she is a monitor at her new school for the new term. She tries to keep her behaviour straight, but it never ends well.
See. Do you have monitors or prefects at your school?
Prefects.
Or you have prefects? So from what year or what age?
Year 6.
Yes.
The second term, year 6.
Second term. What? You're in year 6, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 10. That's the same for me when I was in school. So from class 4, we had...
Oh, class 4. Year 4.
It's the equivalent of year 6. We had prefects. So we had a head girl and head boy. And then we had many prefects who were chosen to monitor a specific class, a younger class. So if you were chosen as a prefect, you'd be responsible for a year 1 class or year 2 class. And then the head girl had overall responsibility for all the prefects and the school. Does that sound a bit like your school?
No, we only have prefects, not head boys and head girls.
I think we're digressing as we always do. Let's talk a bit more about the book before we get into our life discussions. So the naughtiest girl is a monitor. But isn't that a bit of a contradiction? She's the naughtiest girl, so how was she chosen? Does the book talk about how she was chosen to be a monitor?
So the head boy and head girl in the book thought she had some good in her, so they decided to give her a chance as monitor. And she didn't want to let them down, so she tries her hardest to behave well.
Can you give me some examples of some of the naughty things she does, just to get a feel of what character we're dealing with? Just one or two.
She gave the teacher some sherbet for her birthday, but it was not actually sherbet, it was sneezing powder. So the teacher had some of the sherbet after lunch, and then she couldn't stop sneezing, and class had to be ended.
She's what we used to call a rascal.
Yeah.
So naughty. And so then she's chosen as a monitor. Did she ever lose her responsibility as a monitor?
Yes, she lost her responsibility, and there was a new monitor that was recruited. And then when everything was sorted, she got to be a monitor again, but with the other monitor.
So she was a monitor who had to be monitored.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm always fascinated by the criteria people use to choose monitors, prefects, or even for jobs. On what basis do you make someone a leader or a role model? Let's say, for example, Nia, you were the CEO of Fortune 500 company and you had to choose the leaders. Okay, let's keep it even more simple. If you were the headmistress of a school and you had to choose your prefects or monitors, what would your criteria be? What would you be looking out for an exemplary monitor? Tell me.
So, first, I would hold a vote to see who people actually wanted to be the monitor. Then I would select the 5 top people and have separate meetings with each of them to see their personality, their character, their grades, and then I would pick 2 or 3.
Okay. I like that approach. So you start off with giving everyone a chance to vote, which is brilliant, and then you would do the shortlisting. So when you're doing the shortlisting, what criteria would you use? Is it someone that's very prim and proper, someone that speaks well, or someone that's reserved? What sort of qualities would you look out for in a monitor?
I certainly wouldn't want quiet or selfish or boring, because if you're quiet, then if a child is doing something wrong, you might not point it out and they might not improve. So, and I don't want selfish monitors, because monitors can help us at lunchtime maybe, and if they want a lot of food for themselves, the children might even look down on the monitor.
Okay, so someone that's giving and kind,
Yes.
and someone that's outspoken and assertive. Okay, and what other qualities? Do you think their grades are important? Let's say you had a rather weak student, brilliant character, faultless, but they just can't seem to get A's or B's.
So their grades do matter, because let's say if a teacher was off sick and no other teacher was available to look over the class, the monitor could take care of the class, and they'd have to be a good teacher.
It's a good point. I didn't think of it like that. What I was actually getting into is, well, my perspective would have been, it doesn't so much matter what their grades are, but how much effort they put into their work. Because, you know, you can have a student that's quite weak, but they try so hard.
Yeah.
But they just can't make the grade, as they say. But I like the perspective you gave, that if the teacher is not around, they need to lead the class. So if they don't know the ABCs or the timetables, then everyone, the flock is lost, because they don't know what they're talking about. It's a tricky one. So perhaps maybe what would be the most important? The personality, the grades, how would you...
Number 1, personality, always. Because it's no use having a mean teacher that's smart, but a kind teacher that's, no offense, dumb.
I see. Okay. I like the order you put it in. So today has been quite an interesting discussion about prefects, monitors, how we choose them, and why. Nia gave us some fantastic insight on why grades are important, because it's all part of leadership. And thanks to Enid Blyton, we were able to have this very interesting discussion about the naughtiest girl being a monitor. Well, hopefully in our next book, do you know what our next book will be, Nia?
No, I'm not sure.
You're not sure yet. Well, I'm looking forward.
Me too.
And did we give a question of the day?
No.
So our viewers, audience, followers, tell us, if you were the leader of a school, of a company, of an association, and you had to choose prefects, monitors, or employees, how would you make your decision? What criteria would you use? Comment below, and as always, continue to like
and subscribe
to Let's Booksip, where we talk about life through books. Have a great day. Bye.